Okay, this is your stats assignment. This is a review on linear regression. And number one is the number of marriage licenses issued by Clark County, Nevada, the county where Las Vegas is located, has been decreasing since the year 2000. So we're given a couple of information year, which has a couple of years on it, and this will be on your x-axis. And then on the other side, you have the number of marriage licenses, and that is going to be on your y-axis, and you could see that on the graph to the right. And so now we are going to write the equation out, which is y is equal to negative 3,855 and 3/10 times x plus 7,858,000, where x is the year and y is the number of marriage licenses issued. And so the 7 million number is your y-intercept, and this is your slope right here. So that means the number of marriage licenses issued, it was negative 3,855.3 every year. So it decreased by 3,855.3. So the slope of the line represents is the change of marriage licenses issued per year. And so because we know that it's decreasing, we see that there's a negative sign in front of the slope number. And you don't have to write down what the slope number is, you just have to write the meaning of the slope. Okay? And so that's the slope represents the change in the number of marriage licenses issued each year. So our next question is, what does the y-intercept of this function represent? So the y-intercept is the beginning of our data. And so our data starts in 2000, and the y-intercept is given to us in the equation. And so in the year 2000, the number of marriage licenses issued is going to be 7,858,000. You can also look at it as year 0, but I'm going to look at it as year 2000. Okay, and so that number again is the y-intercept value that we can find from our equation. All right, so according to the model, let's foresee how many marriage licenses were issued in 2006. Round your answer to the nearest 100. So we're going to take a look at what we do know in the year 2006. If we just draw a line up to the graph, we can see that it falls on the slope somewhere. And instead of trying to guess exactly what that number is, we're going to use the equation. So y is equal to negative 3,855.3 times x plus, or our x in this case is 2006, plus our y-intercept of 7,858, and then 3 zeros at the end of there. All right, and so I don't expect you to know this mentally, so you could just plug it into the calculator. So to multiply that number by 2006, and you're going to get that number, and then add our y-intercept value, and we have our new y value. 124,268 and 2/10. And since this is asking us to round your answer to the nearest 100, then we're going to take a look at our answer and go, what's in the hundreds place? And we have the 2 rounded up to 300. So 124,300 is going to be our final answer because we have to round our answer. All right, and don't forget to maybe just box your final answers. And now, for letter D, using this model, how many marriage licenses would you expect to be issued in 2018? So we're just going to do the same thing, set it up like we did for letter C, but instead of 2006, we'll just put 2018, and then we'll do the same thing that we did earlier. We'll plug it in. So negative 3,855.3 times 2018 plus 7,858,000. That's our y-intercept. It's going to give us our new y value, which is 78,004 and 6/10. And since we are going to round our answer to the nearest 100, it's just going to be 78,000. All right, and I'm going to need to remember to put a box around my answer next time. All right. For E, according to the model, in what year did Clark County issue 130,000 marriage licenses? So instead of the year given to us, they gave us the new Y value, which is going to be 130,000. So we're going to set it up like we did earlier, but instead of knowing what our year is, we're going to replace it with an X because that's our unknown. And so we'll just set up our problem. We're going to subtract 7,858,000 from both sides. And again, I don't expect you to know how to do the mental math of it. So we'll go ahead and use our calculator, plug in your number. So the Y value of 130,000 minus negative 7,858, and 3 zeros after that, is going to give us negative 7,728,000 is equal to negative 3,855.3. Divide that by both sides, and we are going to get, and don't forget the negative sign, 2004.5. And since the answer is asking us to round to the nearest year, we're going to go ahead and call this 2005. And that's it.